On October 9th, China's A-share market experienced significant fluctuations, with all three major indexes falling across the board. Among them, the Shanghai Stock Exchange Index fell 6.62%, the Shenzhen Component Index fell 8.15%, and the Chi-Next Index fell 10.59%. A total of 854 company stocks fell by the limit that day, more than 3,000 stocks fell by more than 9%, and nearly 5,000 stocks fell. The violent market fluctuations have caught many new investors off guard. In particular, some young investors had just opened accounts in October when the stock market was booming, but they were hit by the crash not long after. I didn't expect the stock market to plummet so quickly, and the chat group was wailing. On the evening of October 7th, everyone was still discussing happily, saying they could make money as long as they entered the stock market. As a result, it's probably finished now. Those who rushed into the stock market yesterday morning should be feeling regretful now. I was a little tempted at the time and wanted to participate in the so-called bull market, but because I had no funds and couldn't bear large losses, fortunately I didn't follow suit. Poverty seemed to have saved me, but having said that, a sharp drop in the stock market is not good. If people don't make money, they won't consume. Without consumption, it will be difficult for the economy to recover, and housing prices will not rise. Many people originally thought of entering the market and making a profit for 2 or 3 days, but got out after it rose by 30%. However, they were trapped as soon as they entered the market. It was a trap. Some people are worried because of the ups and downs of the stock market, and their bodies can't bear it. What a double whammy. The stock market has not closed this morning. It's only around 11 a.m. The US $5,227 I made yesterday is still not warm, but now I have almost lost all my money. As of now, around 11 a.m., I have lost US $4,803, and the total loss has reached US $44,779. My mouth is numb now, and I'm almost out of shape. Last night, at about 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, I woke up with a toothache that made me unable to sleep. I went to the hospital to have my tooth extracted early this morning. The pain was so painful that I almost couldn't bear it. The doctor used an electric drill, hammer and chisel to hammer and pound in my mouth. Although the anesthesia did not hurt, my heart was racing to death. It felt like they were decorating my mouth. It was terrible. I'm unlucky. I spent US $212 to extract a tooth, and I lost another US $4,803 this morning. It's terrible. Unfortunately, things happen one after another, and bad luck only picks up the poor. Honestly, I can't accept it. It's so unfair. I have been investing in the semiconductor industry for 3.5 years, and I'm waiting for good news about interest rate cuts. I have been waiting for a long time, but it only increased by 0.1% today. This is too shocking. I already lost 200,000 US dollars, and today they just gave me a few hundred US dollars increase. It's unbearable for me. This is too bullying. More and more Chinese people have concluded that retail investors find it difficult to make money in the stock market, and that they should not waste their lives and time. I have said before that losing money is the fate of most retail investors. 95% of retail investors can only give away money in the stock market. Those new investors who opened new accounts yesterday were trapped as soon as they entered, and today they were almost wiped out. Why is this happening? Everyone is saying that it's a bull market. Policies, news, experts, and analysts all say that a bull market is coming and asking you to buy. Do you think making money is that easy? If it were so easy to make money, would anyone still be willing to work hard? Are there still people who go out early and come home late every day to do hard work? How is that possible? It's impossible for retail investors to make money in the stock market. The stock market is not a place for ordinary people to play. Although it's said that some people lose and some make money, there are always only a very small number of people who make money. And those who make money are not individuals but bookmakers, institutions, and bosses of listed companies. Do you have their abilities? Are there any news channels for them? Retail investors can't even understand market trends, and the financial statements are all fake. There is no technical analysis in the world. The more you learn, the worse your losses will be. So if you lose money, run away quickly. Losing once is enough. If you start learning to trade stocks now, you will only lose more later. The worst thing is those who have just made money. They will lose more. Just like in a casino, the casino lets you win only to make you lose more later. In China, there are still many investors who choose to commit suicide because they cannot accept the reality of rising or falling losses. The video shows that on October 8th, mainland China's A-share market reopened after the National Day holiday. A woman took her own life in a square in Ningbo, suspected of failing in stock trading. After the incident, some claim the woman had raised more than $7 million in stock speculation by mortgaging her property before the holiday. As a result, her position was liquidated after the market opened, and she ultimately chose to commit suicide. The chat content also mentioned that the woman accepted the result and believed that it was her own choice and could not blame others. This news caused a lot of speculation and discussion among netizens. The local police responded quickly, saying that the relevant rumors on the internet were false and had summoned the relevant rumor-mongering personnel to confirm that the falling incident had nothing to do with the stock market. However, today, China's official statement is not very credible. Some people pointed out that although the police quickly denied the theory of the stock market explosion, the public is still concerned about the real reason why the woman committed suicide. A lawyer summarized the information from all parties, confirmed that the falling incident occurred, and pointed out that although the criminal case has been ruled out, the specific motivation of the woman to reach this point still needs further investigation. Some Chinese investors concluded that the essence of stocks is the redistribution of wealth, and if someone makes a profit, someone will lose. After 10 years of stock trading, I finally understand why everyone says 7 will lose money if 10 people trade in stocks. 2 people are tied and only 1 person makes money. Did the only person who made money make money from the other 7 people? Apparently not. Where did the money lost by the 7 people go? Let me tell you, this money was made by major shareholders and large institutions with inside information. Stocks are essentially a zero-sum game. They do not create new wealth. They just transfer the money in your pocket to others or other people's money to you. It's ultimately a kind of wealth redistribution. Stock trading is gambling on mentality. When it was at a high level, many people were reluctant to sell, and as a result, the stock price fell quickly. And when it's low, I don't dare to buy. Why? Because you don't have inside information. You don't know how much money is on the sidelines preparing to enter the market. However, those large institutions and major shareholders have this information. For example, in the past few days, a large number of new investors have entered the market, and a large amount of funds have entered the market. However, those institutions and major shareholders who have been trapped for a long time have reduced their holdings in time as early as more than 2,000 points, avoiding more losses. Therefore, stock trading is about mentality and human nature. You cannot be greedy and remain fearful when others are greedy. You can be greedy when others are fearful. As it stands now, we are at the beginning of a long-term bull market. When the stock price rises to a certain level, sell it in time and don't be greedy. And when the stock price falls back to a low level in stages, buy again and do this repeatedly, earning a little each time. In this way, you may be able to make some money. At 10 a.m. on October 8th, China's National Development and Reform Commission held a press conference that attracted much market attention, with the theme of systematic implementation of the incremental package policy. Previously, the government launched a series of loose monetary policies promoting the A-share market's rise. However, this press conference did not bring the expected new benefits. Instead, it repeated the previous policies. Market expectations were not met, causing A-shares to fall back after rising in early trading, and Hong Kong stocks fell sharply by 2,000 points. Reuters reported on October 9th that investors chose to take profits after a brief rise in the stock market. The lack of new strong stimulus measures to further boost the economy became the main reason for the decline of both A-shares and Hong Kong stocks. Market analysis pointed out that China's National Development and Reform Commission's press conference failed to provide specific details on large-scale stimulus policies, disappointing investors. That is, China's National Development and Reform Commission's announcement did not bring new stimulus measures or forward guidance, and market sentiment was dampened as a result. The market originally expected the Chinese government to launch a fiscal stimulus plan of about US $350 billion this month, and the recent market optimism about Chinese assets is based on this expectation. But if these stimulus measures turn out not to live up to expectations, market sentiment could quickly turn pessimistic. Another Reuters article further analyzed that unless the Chinese government injects large amounts of capital into the market, the current stock market rise will be unsustainable. Lu Ting, chief economist at Nomura China, warned that even under a relatively optimistic scenario, the stimulus policies introduced in the next few weeks may only have a limited effect on the actual economic challenges faced by China. In a pessimistic scenario, the market may repeat the plunge in 2015, and there is a high risk that the stock market will overheat in the short term and then plummet. During the A-share market close from October 1st to 7th, Hong Kong and global-related ETF funds rose by more than 10%, further igniting the investment enthusiasm of mainland investors. However, the content of the National Development and Reform Commission's press conference failed to meet market expectations, causing the stock market to quickly turn downward, and the performance of Hong Kong stocks in particular was particularly dismal. Although the rise and fall of the stock market is a normal phenomenon, the violent fluctuations in the Chinese and Hong Kong stock markets this time are still particularly rare. Experts believe that there are three main reasons for the sharp decline in the stock market. First, the withdrawal of a large amount of profit capital has brought pressure. Second, the decline in external markets such as Hong Kong stocks and Chinese concept stocks has affected A-shares. Finally, the pace of adjustment of the market's own system accelerated, and some investors took the opportunity to make profits and leave the market. Bloomberg's analysis believes that although the new policies may boost China's economy in the short term, the long-term effects remain to be seen. Nomura Securities even warned that the current enthusiasm in the Chinese stock market may repeat the stock market crash in 2015, especially as the current economic foundation is more fragile than before the epidemic. With the recent rise in the A-share market, more and more shareholders and executives of listed companies have chosen to reduce their stock holdings. On October 8th, the main capital outflows of the Shanghai and Shenzhen stock exchanges were US $24 billion. In the past 5 trading days, more than 200 listed companies disclosed plans or completed reductions of shareholders and executives, many of which were large-scale, even liquidation-style reduction of holdings. Some netizens discovered that a large number of new investors who entered the trap this time were born after 2000 and took out loans or borrowed money to speculate in stocks. The post-2000 generation is a little crazy this time. The target of this bull market should be those who have deposits in their hands, but who is coming in? They are all those young people who daydream and take out loans to speculate in stocks. Parents, you must take good care of your children and never let them borrow money to speculate in stocks. Whether it's diamonds or children, they will be ruined by this kind of gambling. Even old investors can't see through the matter of borrowing money to speculate in stocks. Some people run away immediately after being trapped, but those born after 2000 don't care. They dare to collect US 40,000 to US 50,000 from various small loan platforms and rush into the stock market to gamble. I want to turn my bicycle into a motorcycle. I don't know how much money the post-2000 generation borrowed to enter the market, but some friends in the banking industry said that a lot of loan funds have been found to have entered the stock market. The bank immediately terminated the loan contract, but it was useless to terminate it because the money had already gone in. A child told me that his classmate took out a loan of US 14,000 and made US 2,800 when the stock market rose. It felt as if he had made US 17,000. Others say that losing $500 on a loan of $14,000 is equivalent to making $8,500. This kind of word makes me confused. Today's post-2000s generation is so impulsive that they don't care about the creditworthiness at all. They think that if they go bankrupt, the worst thing they can do is deliver food. But from an educator's perspective, this is not a good thing. If they lose money, they may still be able to live a normal life, but once they make money, their hearts will become wild. After experiencing the days of earning thousands of dollars a day, they are no longer willing to return to a life of earning a few $100s a month. However, there are not many opportunities for speculation in real life. Recently, discussions about loans for stock trading have once again aroused heated discussions on Chinese social media. Although banks have stipulated that consumer loan funds cannot flow into the stock market as interest rates have dropped below 3%, many people are still trying. The number of loan applicants has increased significantly. The interest rates on consumer loan products of some banks in China has dropped to 2.88 to 2.98%, attracting a large number of customers to apply for loans. A major bank employee said that there were so many loan applications that the system was stuck, and the technical department was still working overtime on the last day of the holiday. However, banks and regulatory authorities have always been highly vigilant about the inflow of credit funds into the stock market, and many banks have been punished for illegally flowing credit funds into the stock market. Financial experts warn that borrowing money to speculate in stocks is increasing leverage. Losses will be magnified when the market fluctuates, and risks may spread to financial institutions, increasing non-performing loans. Banks must strengthen the monitoring of post-loan funds to ensure compliance with loan purposes and prevent funds from illegally entering the stock market and other fields. Many Chinese banks have recently issued announcements reaffirming that credit funds are strictly prohibited from being used in the stock market, real estate, and other fields. Once discovered, the loans will be withdrawn in advance. This shows that China's regulatory authorities are highly vigilant about the risk of credit funds flowing into the stock market and have stepped up inspections.